everyone. This is Priyanka Agarwal. A brief introduction about me. I am qualified CA, CS Intermediate CMA. Recently, I qualified judiciary examination with 4th rank. Am I audible to everybody? Please raise your hand.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So, today we have joined here to discuss the Indian Contract Act. I can see many people are joining. Let's wait for a few seconds and then we start with our session. Okay, let's start. So this is one of my favorite subject, and I'm confident that at the end of this journey, you will also love it as much as I do. I think most of you already know the subject and having knowledge of it, but I think let's brush up it together and make sure that at the end of the journey, we all are in the same page. So before starting, what is contract? I think I would like to know that you have an understanding by putting up certain scenarios in front of you. I think most of the people are here preparing for judiciary examination, right? Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. So, if any of the questions which I am going to put it, so you raise your hand and then we will select it whom to answer. And I would suggest that answer it and be a part of the discussion instead of listening. If we make it interactive session, then we will together learn more of out of it. Okay. So yes, so as you mentioned that you most of you are preparing for judiciary examination, then let's put a scenario wherein your father knows about it that okay you are preparing for judiciary examination, and he wanted to make sure that you clear it, and he offered came with one proposal in front of you that if you will clear the examination, then he will give you rupees 5 lakh. So tell me, whether such proposal is uh, can such proposal be made? Okay, understand that if such proposal is made and you have accepted it and you have told your father that yes I will clear it and I will put my all effort in preparation of judiciary examination, and you agreed for this proposal and you put all your efforts for preparation, and on the date of result you cleared the examination, and when you see the result that you have cleared it, you came with that result in front of your father and said, look father, I have cleared the examination. Now as you promised me the rupees 5 lakhs, now please give that amount to me. So your father said that, oh, which amount you are talking about, I'm not aware of it. So in that scenario, what recourse do you have? Yes, Suvam. Shreya, your voice is not audible.
Yes, ma'am. The proposal is voidable at the option of the son or daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, why you think that it is avoidable?
Because, ma'am, it is done with the consent of both the parties.
Okay. So the next line which I have mentioned that he accepted it, the proposal, the son
Yes.
has accepted it, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
and he also cleared the examination, and
Yes.
on the date of result, he broke this news in front of his father. Now,
Yes.
and his father has refused him for paying that amount. Now what recourse he has? Yes, Subham. Anvesha, you can answer.
Ma'am, as far as I know, this will be a void contract because the intention between the parties was not to create legal relations. And if we look at Balfour versus Balfour, the landmark case, we can see that this is very important to look at when we are looking at the validity of a contract. That we look at the intention of the parties.
Hmm. We will not say it
So
is a
it will
void
be a void.
contract. We will not say it
Okay.
is a void contract. It is an agreement, and it is not become a contract. So, as you
Okay.
mentioned that he has no intention to pay that amount, he simply said that. So it is a social arrangement, and and during the social arrangement, he just simply said that, okay, as you mentioned, the landmark is Balfour versus Balfour. That is right. So let's twist that scenario. Okay, say his mother overheard this conversation, and she told that ki, I don't think you are going to pay him, and why don't you enter into a formal arrangement so that our son will get this amount. I don't know whether you will no uh, you will reverse from your whatever proposal you are saying right now. You will not going to fulfill that. So his father said that, okay, I really wanted to pay that amount, and I really wanted him to clear the judiciary examination. In that scenario, that son is very happy about it, and he mentioned everything on the paper, and he made this formal arrangement wherein he get the signature of his father. Tell me, in this scenario, what do you think?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
it is
in this case,
enforceable.
the okay, it is enforceable. Yes.
It is enforceable, Anvisha. On what ground? Like why your answer is now it is changed from the previous scenario?
Ma'am, because we see that the it is the intention of the parties now to create a legal to create it as a legally binding document and not something that we say in our daily to daily conversation.
सो आप ऐसा इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि उसने एक डॉक्यूमेंट साइन करवाया है, या फिर आपका
Yes, ma'am.
और अगर डॉक्यूमेंट साइन नहीं करवाया जाता तो?
This
I
is the
don't think in
provisions
that
out of
case it
love and
will be
affection is not
an enforceable
Just
contract.
enforceable.
one by one, Anvisa, you complete that, and then we'll come to Durgesh.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, because when we take consent of two parties and the parties sign, it becomes a legally binding document. That's why my answer is
So,
that it is a valid agreement,
Ma'am, I want to
yes,
contract.
answer.
Mona Lisa, it is.
Ma'am, it is more like a domestic agreement, which refers to an informal arrangement or agreement between individuals within a family or any kind of personal relationship.
And there
Okay,
was a valid consideration in this particular case.
okay,
Ma'am, promises out of love and affection is not enforceable.
okay. So, I think apart from Anvesha, every other person are saying that it is not enforceable, even if it is made in a formal arrangement, right? And
No, ma'am. In case of formal arrangement, it is enforceable. But
mhm.
if there is no formal arrangement or sign or
Okay, so you mean that if it is
it is not
only
enforceable.
if it is Durgesh, if you are saying that it is, if it is only written, formal arrangement means you mean to say that any document is there, then only it is enforceable, and if it is oral, then it is not enforceable. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. In case it is made out of love and affection.
Mm-hmm. And Jaideep, your answer is correct. Mm. So here I will put it into two things. Like first, in first scenario, he just simply said that we have no awareness whether his intent to enter into a legal relationship is there or not, which is there, which is the same case happened in the landmark judgment Balfour versus Balfour. But in the second scenario, uh, we have seen that he is entering into uh, in legal formalities wherein he is ensuring that he is intending to pay the amount. Correct. Though it is a family arrangement, most of you said that in the family arrangement, there is no such binding nature is there. Okay. But what if it is not a legal formality is there? There is no written document. If there is no written document, then I'll just twist the scenario. Suppose only the mother overheard that, and on what on when her when his mother said that ki, okay, no, you make it you confirm it that you intend to pay, and the father said, okay, yes, I intend to pay that amount, and there is no such legal formality is done, like no written documentation is done, then also it is a valid contract, because here intention to pay the amount is sure shot there, which is confirmed by his mother. So we are not saying that अगर कोई oral अगर कोई written document हो तो ही आपका contract बनता है, oral से भी बनता है, but कुछ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ऐसे होते हैं जो स्पेशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होते हैं, वहां पे अगर कुछ लीगल फॉर्मेलिटीज मेंशन्ड है तो आपको लीगल फॉर्मेलिटीज में इंटर करना पड़ता है. फर्स्ट सिनेरियो में हमने देखा कि सोशल अरेंजमेंट है और वहां पे इंटेंशन नहीं है, तो हम उसको एग्रीमेंट बोल रहे हैं. सेकेंड सिनेरियो में हमने देखा कि इंटेंशन है, चाहे वो रिटर्न में होता या फिर ओरल में होता, अगर इंटेंशन इज देयर to intention is there, and it is and the father is intent and is ready to bear any legal obligation, and the son has right to sue him to recover what father has promised. In that scenario, it is a binding contract and not agreement. Okay, we will also see in later on in our class that what all other essentials we have to see before jumping into what is agreement and what is contract. Suppose in this scenario itself, if I twist it, say the mother has said that ki, no, I am not sure whether you are going to pay that amount. Okay, and if you will not pay that amount, then I will commit suicide. And with that fear, because father is very much afraid that, okay, he's afraid that his beloved wife is going to commit the suicide. I don't want to happen that, and he agreed for that. Yes, he is ready to pay that amount when he will clear that examination, and he also enter into the formal arrangement. In that scenario, what do you think? Do you think your answer is going to differ? Subham, can you answer that? Subham Panda? Snigdha, do you think it is an undue influence? Or anything else?
मैम पोस्ट में भी आ सकती है.
Mona Lisa Parida?
Ma'am, it is coercion, to undue influence, that sort of thing.
Coercion or undue influence? It can be one
Coercion, coercion.
person. And what is the definition of coercion, if anybody can say here? You can see the Bear Act also, I don't mind it. The whole objective of this session is to understand, not only just go through the language of the law, and we need to understand in the real life practice, because Indian Contract Act is the subject which which we see from every day, from morning to night. Like when we go when we want to have a tea, and we go to the vendor, for milk vendor, and we buy a milk packet, then in that case we are entering into a contract when whether we pay the amount immediately or on future date. Or this way, in during in our whole day, you will see that we enter into a lot of contractual relationship. So understanding the contractual relationship is very much important. because you will not hear in your daily life that okay, there is a murder or theft or any other offenses happening, apart from what you are hearing, what you are seeing in the newspaper and the world scenario. But in your neighborhood you will not be listening this kind of news in everyday your life, right? But contract is something which you yourself is entering from morning to night, and when you have a clarity over it, then it will be more helpful to you in for your examination as well as in your daily life. So when you are saying that when you are no any of the instance when we are seeing, we have to see whether what the definition say, what the coercion definition is saying. So you have to first go into the barrack and see what exactly the definition of coercion. Can anybody tell me what is the definition of coercion?
Ma'am, in simple words, threatening to commit suicide or any act which is forbidden by now BNS 2023,
Mm-hmm.
or any unlawful detaining.
Yeah, so commit or threaten to commit any act forbidden by law. This is what mentioned. So, threaten to commit suicide is an act forbidden by law in BNS.
Ye- yes, ma'am.
In which section it is? Can you can also Google it if you want.
Ma'am, I guess it got removed.
Correct, correct, Mona Lisa. So I will keep this scenario pending to think more about it. What should be the answer of it, and since it is not a act for
No, it is
forbidden
not a
by law.
part of BNS anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yes, 309 has been
Yes.
repealed.
Yes.
Correct, correct. So now, what will be your answer? That is given as a task. You need to think about it. Don't jump into it. Think about it. In next session tomorrow, we will discuss on it. Okay. Now, in the second scenario itself, which we have discussed, that he has entered into formal arrangement, and the father said that yes, yes, I do agree that I am intending to pay the amount, but I. I was not saying about the lower judiciary examinations, civil just junior division examination. I was not saying about that. I was saying about the higher judiciary examination. Though he has not said in the words, but by the word judiciary examination he is intending to refer higher judiciary examination. Okay, and son is thinking about civil judge junior division examination. Now what do you think, what will be the answer in that case, whether he
Ma'am,
uh,
it is a case of misrepresentation of fact.
mhm.
While entering into the agreement, they should have made it clear. The father should have made it clear to his son that he is speaking about the higher judiciary examination.
Mhm. So misrepresentation of fact, what is the definition of misrepresentation of fact? Do you think there is a misrepresentation of fact? Shreya, you have answered right. Can you tell me the definition of misrepresentation of fact?
Yes, ma'am. Misrepresentation fact is a false statement of fact made by one party to another during negotiations.
Okay. Which he
Yes,
believes to be false or which he don't believe it to be false?
which he believes it to be false.
Okay. Then what is fraud then? What is the difference between misrepresentation and fraud?
Fraud means, ma'am, it is that misrepresentation is like you are hiding the fact of which you are saying, and fraud means you are having the intention to deceive the other party.
Yeah, I come. Yeah, Samikhya, can you say?
Ma'am, in misrepresentation, there the person who is not having the knowledge that what he is saying is not the correct fact. Whereas in fraud, he is having the intention as well as the knowledge that whatever he is saying is for the purpose of deceiving the other party.
Correct, correct. I hope, sir, Shreya, you understand. Like, is there any confusion now?
No, no, ma'am, no.
Yes, Jaydeep. Correct. Yeah, so here there is neither there is no now Samikha, can you tell me, is there any fraud or misrepresentation happened here by father?
Ma'am, can you please repeat the scenario actually?
So when the son cleared the examination, he came to father and shown the result, and father said ki, yes, I do agree that you I entered into the formal arrangement and I really intend to pay the amount, but I was intending that higher judiciary examination and not the civil judge junior division examination.
And here it was the part was misrepresentation, as the what he said and what he meant was two different facts.
No, he has not said anything. He simply said that when you clear the judiciary examination, I will pay the amount. He has not said that civil judge junior division or higher judiciary. So there is no there is yes, Kishan Kumar.
Ma'am, I think in this scenario, section 29 will apply because the total scenario based on uncertainty, and section 29 clearly says that agreements are void that related to uncertainty. And this, in this case, his father have not cleared the certain price. I mean, in which I guess which scenario he will give the price, is that the higher judiciary or the lower judiciary. So I think it will be void according to section 29 of the Indian Competition.
Okay, uncertainty
Uh,
is not.
Ma'am, I want to say something.
Yes, Monisha.
If a contract's like promise or purpose is unclear, then it can lead to the contract being deemed unenforceable or voidable because the requirements are not clear, like the terms and conditions.
It is voidable. This is what you are putting, uh,
Mm,
right? Okay.
yes.
Okay, so I'll just again now put more rider in that. Suppose the son has just cleared the LLB examination, okay, and he is preparing the judiciary examination, and everybody in the family, including his father, is aware about it. Okay, so in that scenario, what will be the answer? And suppose he's no practicing lawyer who is already completed a 6 year of practice, and then this kind of discussion happened. So what will be your answer? So first scenario and the second scenario. So is there any difference of understanding you will have? Yes, Subham, you have raised your hand. Samakhya, do you have any other respond in that scenario?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, in order to understand, no, in order to reply this, you need to first understand when we are saying about intention. In first case, when we are no taken the example where the father just simply said, and we have used the landmark case of Balfour and Welfare, we came across the word intention, and then we came across the legal obligation or intention to no legally comply that. And in the second scenario, wherein when we have made the formal arrangement, then we understood that, okay, there is a if there is an intention to no fulfill that, then legally comply that, then it is a contract, right? So when we are seeing the intention here, the word intention is very much important in order to reply any of these scenarios or any of the questions. So what intention we are seeing, whether it is objective intention or subjective intention? Do you have any idea about what is objective and what is subjective? You can say answer it in your chat box so that I will accordingly answer. Okay, I got one no. Mhm. And what about 68 people who are there? Please participate as much as you participate, and note, let me know about your understanding. Uh, Accordingly, I will know and make sure that you are clear with the concept. Yes, Snigdha. Objective is generalized, subjective is specific. Okay. I have received only one reply. Rest all have said no. 4 5 people has said no. What about 60 students? So I think that most of the people are not aware about the objective and the subjective definition. Yes, Shreya. Yes. Can you explain, Shreya, what your understanding is?
Yes, ma'am. In the objective intention principle means that contracts validity and interpretation are based on what a reasonable person would understand. Like reasonable, the example which you gave, a reasonable person means the son would be has understood that he would be clearing the judiciary, may it be any of the judiciary. So it
Okay.
is,
I have divided it into two scenarios. Once he just cleared the LLB examination, and the other
yeah,
is he is having the 6 year of practice.
okay.
Hmm.
Um, Ma'am, actually, I wasn't present at the time. I had went to the washroom, so I haven't heard the
Okay,
example.
okay, no issues. So, see, so what a reasonable person. So, in subjective, like there is one element in the crime is your mens rea. When we are seeing the mens rea, we have to see whether what is exactly in the mind of the doer, right? And not what a reasonable person think he would do. Like suppose a person is practicing shooting exercise, like, and in the park, एंड उस पार्क में एक छोटा बच्चा आता है एंड उसको वो हिट कर जाता है एक बुलेट, बट
Yes.
ही वाज नॉट हैविंग द इंटेंशन टू किल
Yeah.
दैट चाइल्ड, राइट?
Yeah.
तो यहाँ पे हम देख रहे होते हैं कि सब्जेक्टिव, ये सब्जेक्टिव हो गया कि व्हाट इज देयर इन द माइंड ऑफ दैट पर्सन.
Yeah.
ओके, बट
Yes.
हाँ, बट अगर हम रीजनेबल पर्सन के एंगल से देखेंगे तो हम अगर सपोज मान लीजिए कि इफ यू वेंट टू अ शॉपिंग मॉल and while and you have selected certain clothes, and you put it that clothes in the billing counter, and while doing that you are on your phone and you are standing there itself. So what the shopkeeper will understand, when you kept all this cloth in the billing counter, what the shopkeeper will think, that you
You are
intend
ready
to
to
buy
pay.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. Huh. But you have a disturbed mind and you have just put it just like that, and you are not thinking of buying it.
Okay.
But but the reasonable person would have done it, that if any reasonable person, if keeping that clothes in the billing counter, that means he's intending to buy. And and in that scenario, uh, in case of contractual relationship, we have to do the reasonable person test,
Yeah.
and that is called as objective intention, and
Okay.
not the subjective intention, that is what is there in his mind. Okay. So,
Okay, ma'am.
so in the first scenario, when we say that he just cleared his LLB examination, and the father has given such proposal, then in that scenario, the father intention has to be a reasonable person test is like, since he just cleared his LLB examination, he must be saying about the civil judge junior division examination. And even if later on, if he is denying it, with the objective intention, he has to make the payment. But when it is 6 year of practice, then we have to see that, okay, 6 year of practice, then a reasonable person test would be like, the age criteria and all those things would be seen, and the reasonable person criteria will be that he must be referring about the higher judiciary examination.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Ma'am, the example you gave,
Mhm.
it is more relevant to like unconsciousness of mind, but that shopping mall wala thing.
Mhm.
But then now you're talking about the father and son agreement. So it is more like unclear facts.
No, I have this shopping mall thing which I have given you an example. There is I have given two example. One is your the park. Wherein the person is practicing this, there is also
Yes, yes,
I
ma'am.
have given you I mentioned you I differentiated about what is objective intention and what is subjective intention.
Yes,
The
yes,
second
ma'am.
example which I have given you about the shopping mall. ठीक?
Yes,
See
ma'am.
what exactly it is in there in mind doesn't matter. What a
Yes,
reasonable
ma'am.
person test would be there, that he is intended to buy it when you are standing in the queue and no you just kept it stuff in the billing counter. So when so this through this I just made try to make you understand what is objective intention and subjective intention, and then we applied this understanding in the question which I have put in front of you.
Okay.
Okay, you do you have any doubt, then you can ask me.
No, ma'am. It's clear now.
Okay, so you so in that scenario, if you see that in the Balfour versus Balfour, we understand that okay, it is a family arrangement, so it is not a contract, and it is just a agreement. Now we have one word called agreement. Now there are other numerous cases where you might have heard about MC Gregor versus MC Gregor. Correct? Have you heard this landmark case? Any of you have heard about MC Gregor versus MC Gregor? No. Okay. So in Balfour versus Balfour, the husband promised to pay certain amount of maintenance to his wife, and later on he denied it. Similar situation happened in the MC Gregor versus MC Gregor case, wherein husband promised to pay the amount to wife, and later on he denied. When he stopped making the payment, wife filed a divorce suit, and when she filed divorce suit, then husband said that please withdraw that and I will make sure that I will make the payment, and one MOU has been entered between them, and on that promise she has withdrawn that divorce suit. Now for few months again the husband has made the payment, and later on he stopped making the payment, right? So in this scenario, what do you think, whether it is legally enforceable or not, whether husband has to make the payment or not? Raise your hand if you have any answer. With the understanding which we just had about intention. Yes, Jaydeep. Yes, MOU makes the intention clear and hence enforceable. Correct. Now tell me the I have given one scenario in the PPT. Tell me what your opinion on that. Yes, I use. Correct. Will you able to see the PPT? So this the fact of the case is your a husband and wife who were separated entered into an agreement in which the husband promised to transfer the house to the wife if she made mortgage payment. The wife did so, but later the husband sought to deny the agreement. So they are both the husband and wife are already separated. Husband on the proposal of husband, uh, wife has already made the mortgage payment, and later on husband has denied. So when one person has fulfilled their promise, so we have understood in intention. See, one is your intention to make a legal relationship, how to make sure that whether there is clear and precise understanding, mutuality, and formal arrangement. If it's there, it is good. If it is not there, then also we can no oral contracts are also valid. And your intention should be objective and not subjective. And the third thing is, like, if one party has already on the proposal, one party has completed his or her task, then the third party is also bound then the second party is also bound to make that promise, fulfill that promise. Okay, so in this case it has been held the same. Okay, similarly in the Ramchandra Prasad versus Gulab Singh, this is an example of oral arrangement. In for most of you have said that it should be a written arrangement, but this is one example where this is one case wherein oral arrangement has been a valid contract, and this is a 2002 Supreme Court judgment. Okay, so we will go through this later on. So we have gone through this welfare versus welfare, MC Gregor versus MC Gregor. Now Simpkins versus Pace. So we have understood oral, written, and now about the implied. So in this case, what happened? Three friends entered into a three friends decided to solve the crossword puzzle, and the entry is made. A single entry has been made, wherein Miss A has Miss A name has been there, but B and C name is not there, and they won that crossword puzzle, and the prize money is received by A. Now B and C later on no said that ki, okay, you have received the amount, now divide that amount between us also, and A denied. So what do you think, whether A whether B and C is able to get that money? We already understood objective and subjective intention, so what do you think? Exercise that understanding. Yes, Purnima, can you tell me why you think so? Purnima, you can unmute yourself and give your reasoning. This is implied consent. Okay, so maybe there is a chances that all these three people are just no have their intention in their mind that they are just helping each other, like the B and C might be helping A. They have no such conversation happened at the time of solving the crossword puzzle. So here this is not an implied consent, will be not be coming here. The reasoning would be objective intention, a reasonable mutual arrangement. We will not able to say that because there is no such conversation happen, so we have to see the intention. So in a general parlance, or a reasonable person, if solving any crossword puzzle and no spending the amount also in participating that crossword puzzle together, then a reasonable person tends to say that they all are intending to no share the prize money. So by applying objective test, we will say that B and C is also eligible to get the amount, and the same has been held in this case. Okay, in the third case, in the last case, RDC versus Powell, what happened that there is a jurisdiction given for a fire station. When if within that fire station, if within that jurisdiction, if the fire station is addressing any of the complaint, then the amount will be paid by the government. But if the fire station is addressing any complaint beyond the jurisdiction, then in that case it has to be recovered from the complainant, and the invoice is issued to. that Pavel is beyond that jurisdiction, and he has called the fire station, and the station addressed the complaint. Now the fire station has raised the invoice. Pavel said that ki, okay, I am not in, I don't have an idea that it is beyond the jurisdiction, and I never intended to pay that amount. So now you tell me, by applying this understanding which we just had, whether Pavel has to pay that amount or not. Yes, Snigdha. Yes, Rachna. Correct. I think most of you now have an understanding about it. Like, clarity is there about what is objective, what is subjective. Correct. What is exactly the intention means, legal obligation. But while doing this discussion, we have repeatedly said two terms. One is agreement, and another is contract. So tell me, what exactly no, is the differentiating term which make the two different? What why one instance we call it as an agreement, other in another instance we call it as a contract? What is the key understanding? Enforcement. Okay, can you tell me what do you mean by agreement? The literal definition is every promise or set of promise forming consideration for each other is called as an agreement. So, what do you understand from this definition? You can give an example as well. Yes, Shreya.
Yes, ma'am. The important in this is the consideration should be there in the agreement. When there must be the consent of the two parties who would be agreeing to agreeing to do fulfill the event, and there must be a consideration for the agreement to be a valid agreement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So there is one offer, there is one acceptance, and the consideration. Right? Two
Yes, ma'am.
parties should be there. There is one as offer. So suppose
Yes,
if
ma'am.
Ma'am,
yes, yes, Mona Lisa.
in agreement, set of promises uh, are there, consideration is there, but the only thing is missing, that is enforcement. When that particular agreement is enforceable by law, then that becomes a contract. So that is the reason we say every contract is an agreement, but not every agreement is a contract.
Yes, correct. So how you ensure that it is enforceable by law?
It must fulfill the elements like offer acceptance, competent parties, lawful object, and many other factors.
Yes, most of you are applying section 10. Yes, correct. Yes, essentials should be there. If the agreement is having that essentials of the contract, then it is enforceable by law. Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just give you one example. Suppose two of you hate each other, and you went to one person and give a contract killing no arrange contract killing this to a third person, that you kill. I'll just I don't want to take somebody's name here. So say A. Okay, and what do you think that there is an offer, and if you will kill that, then I will pay you 10 lakhs rupees. Correct.
Ma'am, that is invalid at first place because unlawful object is there.
Mm-hmm. So all these essentials are to be seen at what point? You have mentioned me enforceable by law, right? So enforceable by law is to be seen at what point? In the beginning or at the time of breach? When you go for the enforcement. As such, though as such, though Mona Lisa, suppose you have given a supari to somebody to kill
Yes,
your
ma'am.
kill ape, right? And that is a contract killing. We call it a contract killing, and the other person has also killed it. Okay, the performance also happened, and you also paid the money. It's all done.
Ma'am, it is completely invalid
The performance has
because
already happened. So what you will say that?
it is it is unenforceable by law, ma'am, because it has unlawful object and unlawful consideration.
But performance has already happened, na? So when we are saying enforceable by law, so what do you mean by enforceable? So enforceable will be seen at what point of time?
In the
See,
beginning only.
see what this is all we read it, but if you in the practical life, if you see the enforcement, we will go for the enforcement when somebody breached,
Breach
not
the contract.
correct. We will but if it is performed, then we don't go to the no mechanism to enforce it. And when at the time of enforcement we see that okay, the essentials are there or not, correct. So when we are understanding the contract, we need to understand that there is freedom to contract. We will go into this section 10 understanding and everything, void of initio, forbidden by law, this terminology we will go into it. This will be for the examination purpose, I understand, but let's understand it in a different, in a practical life scenario as well. So there is pactus and servanda. So the objective of contract is always performance. We are not entering into any contract for no breaching it, correct. Most of you enter into the contract for the performance, for fulfilling that, right? And this the whatever the essentials which you are talking about, void of like illegal agreement, or the object is unlawful, these are these are the essentials, but these are to be seen at the time of enforcement. So what do you think, if I will just twist this scenario, what do you think about freedom to enter into a contract? There is freedom to enter into a contract. So what do you mean by freedom? Who define freedom? What
Ma'am,
is
without
freedom?
any external force like coercion or undue influence, with free will, you are entering into a contract.
Hmm. Free will. So I think Mona Lisa has entered into this contract killing with complete free will. Yes, Mona Lisa.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the rider? What restrict this freedom? Do you think there should be any restriction? Just forget about what is there in the book. Think about more. No, like if these are the scenarios, like no, what will be your understanding about enforcement? Is there enforceable by law? Enforceable by law, enforcement will be seen at the time of breach, and that time we will see that okay, it is not enforceable by law, right? But suppose what I have given you an example about the contract killing and the freedom to enter into the contract. So everybody is having to freedom to enter into a contract.
Ma'am, except the minor would will not be having any freedom to enter into a contract.
Hmm. Okay.
A contract with a minor is void ab initio. That means it is void since the beginning.
Hmm. Shreya, what do you understand by freedom? We, these things we will. Yeah, yeah, first answer, Shreya. What do you understand by freedom? That is free will, right? Somebody has answered
Yes.
about free will. So these things we will see at the time of this. this definition, like who has defined it? Minor is not eligible to enter into the contract. Who has
Yeah.
defined it? Is that minor has decided it or somebody else?
A law has
Law.
decided this.
So this freedom, so do you think who make the law? Legislature?
Legislation.
Yes. So this free, when we are saying about freedom to enter into a contract, yes, Aditi, do you want to say anything?
Ma'am, freedom to enter into a contract is actually a fundamental concept which I think is bestowed on everyone, irrespective of minority or majority. The law surely has framed that who can enter and who cannot enter, but freedom to contract is a generalized concept which allows parties the liberty to negotiate terms and create contractual agreements.
Ma'am,
Correct.
in case of minors, they can enter into a contract, but that will become a avoidable contract.
Exactly, ma'am. Everyone can enter into a contract.
No, no. With minor, it is not avoidable. It is avoidable in issue only.
Void ab
Ha,
initio.
by the legislation, right? But we are not. I'm not denying any of the point which you have put in the chat box, like about all the essentials you have mentioned. Those are all correct. What I am trying to understand, that you just open up your more your mind more and try to understand ki when the legislation, why the legislation is giving this rider. What do you mean by the freedom of contract? Because we have a freedom of contract. What is there in the legislation? We can also that we have to follow, and there are the terms and conditions which we can also put it according to our freedom of contract. But why the state is restricting, why the state is putting that, has given that authority, how this authority came, all these questions is again we have to know understand. So earlier what happened, if we will go very before 1872. So what happened, that very ancient time, what I will say that people kill each other. That time initially, when human beings are there on the earth initially, there is no such social structure or any order is there. Mostly people are killing each other, animals and all those things are there, more of the violence. Later on what happened, that okay, it is not good, there is a lot of killing happening and it is morally not good. So that time there is no legislation. That time also we enter into a contract. As I mentioned that in the daily life we enter into numerous contract which we don't even no think about it. So when, but there is a contract. So we need to understand what exactly it is making a difference. Agreement, contract, and the freedom of contract, no all these things we need to understand. So we have to go little back, that how the formation happened, how this how there is, see, when you are saying forbidden by law, or you are saying void of an issue, or you are saying illegal, right? So do you think murder is illegal?
Yes, ma'am.
Murder is illegal. Is it forbidden by law?
Ma'am, it is not forbidden, it is punishable under law.
Correct, correct. So when you have given me example of minor, or when you or you have given me no the punishable by offense, punishable by law, or there are many other example which I received in the chat box. So you need to understand ki what exactly there are certain terminology wherein we have given a public policy against morality, right? There are also restrictions which make it not a contract, valid contract. Correct. So if we go back, then we have seen that the people has entered into a social arrangement wherein they decided that ki, let's not kill each other, and that is called that is on the basis of moral authority. But there is a time that people are not following their own words, and when this scenario is happening, later on with time we have seen one constitution, a social, which the preamble say that we the people of India give ourselves the constitution, right? From the constitution, constitution is supreme, and from below that legislation or the other enforcement mechanism is there. Who has, who makes the law? Legislature.
Yes.
Yes. So, is the legislature can make a law that they can kill anybody?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am,
Because again,
because
Ma'am, it will be held unconstitutional.
correct, against the fundamental right. Right. So there is the legislature, while making the law also, we have to see that there is a rider that the of the people of the country has given a lot of no rights to the legislature, but they denied certain areas wherein the legislature cannot make difference, cannot make any kind of changes. Correct. So there, even if the law has made a certain thing, that is not a valid contract. Am I making it more confusing to you? Or shall I only say that, okay, the agreement wherein the elements are there, contract, all the essentials of the contract we were fulfilling, and then it makes you a contract. But in the daily lives, when you, if suppose somebody has, if the contract killing, if you see, the object is forbidden by law, or the object is void of, when we are discussing about the contract of contract killing, it is forbidden by law, or it is
Punishable by law.
yes. Yes, and again, the object is unlawful against the public policy as well. So all these things, there is lot of other riders which we have to understand. When we are understanding the essentials, we're just not going to mug up it. We are going to understand more and more about it, how these things come, why these things, this no there in the law, what is the purpose it is going to fulfill, so that if any kind of cases or any kind of scenario is put up across you, you are able to answer those things. Okay, so we have understood about enforceability seen when this is clear, I think. It is seen at the beginning, or at the end, at the time of termination. See, in the contract killing, if somebody has already performed it, that is punishable by law. Okay, but that is already happened. The enforceability can be done by the judiciary, can be done by the if that person has, the goon has already done it, then it is already happened, right? But then since it is the unlawful object, then it is an agreement and not contract, because it is unlawful object. And because of that, whatever happened is punishable by law. And that, correct? Yes, Aditi.
Ma'am, if it has already been executed, the contract murder and all,
Hmm.
then why does the question of enforceability arise? It will only be punishable under the penal laws, right?
Hmm.
So there
Yes.
will be no question of civil law, the enforceability part coming into play.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to make you understand, that when we are saying that contract, what is contract? Then agreement plus enforceability by law is your contract. And at what point we are seeing the enforceability? So suppose something is already performed also, then we are not, in this scenario we are not no uh, uh, resting it from the beginning. But when things happened, then enforceability is not the case scenario, brother. It is punishable by law,
Yes, ma'am.
and we will not call it contract because it has unlawful object. It is an agreement. Clear? And why we are making this all differences? Because we have given the right to the legislature to keep that law and order in the country. And if the law, if the legislation has, why the freedom, we have discussed about freedom to enter into a contract, why the state is interfering in the freedom of contract. So we understand that the constitution has given right to the legislature to make the enforcement mechanism, law and order to be placed. And in order to make in order to keep that law and order, there are certain laws in the country, and we have to follow that laws. And that's why there is certain restriction on the freedom to enter into a contract. So contract killing, you will not say that okay, you have the freedom to enter in contract, so I can do uh, drug dealing, or I can, you know, enter into a contract killing. But if you also see in the law, there is also some like अगर आपने
Ma'am,
hmm,
as you said, there is an unlawful object. So it is not a contract, no, it's an agreement.
correct.
Yes.
But we see at what point of time, we are just seeing by all this discussion, we are understanding enforcement to be seen at what point. And when we are seeing that okay, it is a void of initio, then there are certain things which we have to also understand, that when we are saying that it is, there is there is punishable by law, so it means that it is not void from the beginning, it is punishable by law. But when we are jumping, suppose if we are jumping green light, we are jumping a red light, then it is banned. So we are saying that okay, it is forbidden by law, it is from beginning. Or you the best example I can give you about a cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency, doing a transaction in a cryptocurrency, what do you think? If Mona Lisa and Aditi, if you enter into a cryptocurrency transaction, okay, do you think it's a valid contract?
No, ma'am.
What our law of the country say about it? Any idea? Anybody has idea about it?
Ma'am, the cryptocurrency is not regulated by the state, so that's why I think it would not fall under the category of being enforceable.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so income tax act tax it at 30% rate, the gain. But yes, there is no legislation about it. RBI doesn't recognize it. China ban it. El Salvador, no, permit it. So see,
But ma'am, it is not illegal in India.
correct. So illegality to be seen at what point of time? At the beginning, right? Forbidden by law at the beginning. But when we are
Yes.
saying punishable by law, like in coercion, when we are saying act punishable by law or forbidden by law, so that those things when we have to analyze whether it is the rider is by the state or by the author, morality, or how the freedom to enter into contract is regulated, that to be seen through these examples. So cryptocurrency, we can do the transaction, we can do it. It is taxed also, but there is no legislation. RBI doesn't recognize it. But in but in another country, like El Salvador, it recognize it. China ban it, so it is illegal from the beginning. So you cannot make such arrangement or any such transaction. So like that, uh, with uh, with time, with progress, every country has different definition of understanding and the laws. Okay. So now we have also okay, I'll give you example. What do you understand by privity of contract? So suppose yes, Aditi, you want to say something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so suppose uh, a parent decided to admit his kid in a school. Okay, there is a contract happened between the school and the and between the parent, right? Who is paying the fees? Parent is going to pay the fees. And who is going to teach teach to the kid? School is going to teach to the kid. So what do you think? Is this a valid contract? What do you understand by privity of contract? Okay. Do you have any idea about jus in rem, jus in personam?
Yes, ma'am.
So what exactly jus in personam means?
Ma'am, which can be enforced within the two parties to a litigation. And in rem means can be enforced against the whole world.
Correct, correct, Aditi, correct, Rachna. Okay, Jaydeep, there is a little difference. There is something more in it. So yes, Aditi, you are correct. So in this scenario, you have said that the parties to the contract is just in personam, where is the part when this the right is against the person, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so in this scenario, so only the parties can only the two parties can enter into a contract. And do you think that the whole arrangement which I have given you an example, it is for the child? So is the privity of contract is there or not? Yes, Kishan Kumar, you can answer.
Ma'am, in privity of contract, only the parties to the contract can sue and can be sued in a contract only. So,
Okay, so
Ma'am,
hmm,
so there is a privity of contract between the parent and the school,
hmm.
but not between the child and the school.
So child can okay, okay. Hmm. Anybody else? Okay, let's go, before understanding this example, let's understand what is no just in personam and just in rem. So many of you people has given the correct definition, whole world and right against the party. So suppose if I give you an example scenario, suppose you have no if you have purchased a land from me, and and you have paid the money, but I have not uh, entered into the registration with you, or I have not no fulfilled the I have not fulfilled the other criteria, or I have not delivered the land to you, means like the entire sale has not happened. In that scenario, what do you think? You have right to sue to me, because the contract is between you and me, correct? But what about the immovable property? Suppose if that is if the contract is if the contract is done, you have paid the money, so against that immovable property, do you have the right against me or against the world?
Ma'am, it would be against the world.
Correct. So when we are saying just in personam, it is right against the person. But when you are saying about just in rem, we are saying against the world, and that is with regard to things. So when you have bought a watch or any other subject matter, so with regard to that subject matter, you can sue anybody if who is encroaching that. Suppose somebody else is encroaching your land, or somebody has taken your watch or any other subject matter, you can sue anybody of them. But you, if there is any dispute between you and me with that regard to that contract, then it is you can sue only me. So that is a privity of contract between two parties, right? But it can be for the benefit of
yes,
the
ma'am.
other party also. So if, but it can be for the benefit of third party also. So in that, in the first example which I have given, that when we are entering between another person any contract for the benefit of third party, that is there, that is the child, then it is a valid. If you have a confusion, we can discuss it tomorrow as well. Okay. So I think we have already discussed about agreement, since we are all end of this session. So let's no, see what we have all completed. We have completed the agreement versus contract. This all things we have already understood, and this cases we have already gone through it. Intention, we are very much clear about it. This element, essentials of the element, we have uh, understand that all the elements which are mentioned in the section 10. Apart from that essentials, we have other essentials as well. So in the section 10, if you go through the definition, you have seen that the essentials which are mentioned are agreement, free consent, competence to intercontract, lawful consideration, lawful object, not expressly declared as void. These are the essentials which are there in the section 10, right? And we have also understood intention to intercontract, that is not there in the section 10. Okay. Apart from this essentials, what is there in the section 10, we will understand it in a very detailed manner, because each is having a separate topic itself. We have a overview today, we will understand it in a detailed manner later on. The other essentials which are pending is your two parties. One of the person has mentioned me that the agreement is between two parties, there is offer, acceptance and consideration. So what you understand by two parties? If I give you an example, say there is a contract, there is one there is an understanding that on the dissolution of the firm, partnership firm, the asset will be given back to the partners, or it is sold to the partners. Okay. So do you think there is a valid contract, or do you, or you think, or just another example wherein say the same scenario happened with the company, private limited company, wherein yes, yes Ayush, there is a contract made between two parties. We are trying to understand what do you mean by two parties, what do you mean by parties. So there is separate legal entity, all the human beings are one entity. Similarly, what do you understand, what you have understanding about the partnership firm and the company, is that a separate legal entity or not?
Yes, ma'am. Company is a separate legal
Yes, ma'am.
entity.
Okay, so the company is a separate legal entity. So I have given you example where in a case of dissolution of a firm, the firm is selling all its transferring all its asset to the partners. So what do you think, is this a valid contract?
Ma'am, post the dissolution of the company, after all the debts are taken care of, the rest of the amount, rest of the assets are usually distributed amongst the partners and rest of the shareholders.
Mhm. We are saying about the company is your private limited or public limited. When we say about the partnership firm, we call it as a firm, not company. Okay. So I give you this as a task to ponder about it, think more about it, that whether this is a contract or not, and also give me the reasoning. Yes Rachna, I understand, I read your answer. So since we already reached to the end of the session, so we will close the session now. I hope you have a clear understanding. If you want to give me any kind of feedback, I am open for more 5 minutes. If you want that the discussion is happening in a, whether I will continue the discussion in this manner, or do you want to have any kind of other suggestions to me?
Ma'am, shall we have discussion like from serially from section 1, 2 and serially?
Mm-hmm.
That way I think it would be easier. I don't know.
Okay, today is the overview session. So
Yes, ma'am.
so we are just trying to understand the understanding of your, and how everybody has understanding over the topic. So we
Yes.
will definitely having a proper structure properly. But see, when you are understanding what is agreement, what is contract, this is something which require this kind of discussion.
Yes, yes, ma'am. That is true.
Mhm.
And ma'am, tomorrow at what time we'll have the class?
The same 7 to 8:15.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, anybody, if you want to also, you can put it in chat box. And the rest, if they are thinking that it is fine, like the way we are studying, if it is fine, then I'll continue the next session like that. Otherwise, if anybody has different opinion, yes, Purnima, I'll let you know how this to be done, because that is to be decided by the by ab initio. So tomorrow we will further. You have to you have to go through the task. You have to give me the answer, or if you want, you can also write it down in any of the paper or your reasoning, or you can present it and explain me the answer. This the question which I have given you.
Ma'am, could you please repeat the question?
So please listen it properly, the question, and please come up with the answer tomorrow. The more discussion which you will have, the more, because see, don't think that don't afraid of answer, no, having a discussion here. Nobody is judging anybody. If we will as much as we discuss, the more clarity we will get. Okay, we are all learning together, and the more and more we have an understanding over the, or more and more we have a discussion over it, we will come with more clarity. Okay, the question is that a partnership firm on dissolution transferring its asset to the partners, so do you think it's a valid contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you think about it, not give me answer, and also give me a reason. And if anybody is saying yes, or if somebody is saying no, then when the asset is transferred to the other party, then the sales tax will come, right? Like today we are hearing about GST, earlier it was sales tax. So do you think it is taxed? Okay, so let's close the session. Come up with the answer tomorrow and give the reasoning, not today. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, ma'am.
much. Yes. Bye.